Hello everyone, how you doing? Today we are in Montreal, my hometown, with none other than YouTuber, wrestling podcaster, host of the K-Fape today, and the First Thing in the Morning channel. That's right.
That's right.
This is MTL Broski on Twitter, and MTL for Montreal Broski, and his t-shirt, you see here, the Broski Club, because we are too sweet
That's right.
in Montreal.
That's right.
So I will interview my friend from Twitter and Instagram,
Well, now real life.
in real life now.
There you go.
Yes, sir. So, first of all, thanks for have the time for
No problem, man.
interview you.
I mean, you always support me so much with everything that I do on my channel, so I figured the least I could do is come out here and say what's up in person and thank you personally for supporting me and First Thing in the Morning. So thank you very much for your support. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, thank you very much.
Plus, full disclosure, about 5 minutes from my house, so it's not like I had to go very far either.
Good. First of all, what bring you to be first a YouTuber, and what does the spark that ignite your passion for wrestling?
Well, I've been watching wrestling since pretty much my entire life. It's the one thing in my life that has been consistent. I've had kind of an up and down roller coaster ride of a life, but through all of that, wrestling was always there. It's something I've always enjoyed. I used to watch it with my dad, and then my whole family got into it. So we used to go to shows together, and then when they fell out of it, I stayed true because I've always loved wrestling. I always think it's people don't give it enough credit because it's theater, it's acting, it's drama, and it's physical, and you have to do everything in one take.
Yeah.
You don't get a recut, you don't get a chance to redo things. You have to do everything right on the first shot. So I've always really admired that. As far as my channel. Really, a lot of people ask me this question. I wish I had a really good story. Unfortunately, the truth of the matter is one morning I woke up. I've always watched a lot of YouTube. I used to watch a lot of Let's Plays, people playing video games and stuff like that, a lot of comedy sketches. So one day I just woke up and I figured, why can't I do it? So I just got up, and that's where the catchphrase for First Thing in the Morning, we roll out of bed and start playing some games. That's where it came from, because I literally rolled out of bed one morning, turned on my webcam and just started filming. And then later on I got a pretty good editing software, so I taught myself how to edit videos, and I guess, as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah. So, just for people watching this, he's doing a lot of not only wrestling footage, but he have also gaming, like
A lot of Let's Plays, me playing video games.
the guy, the tennis in the face.
Yeah, Tennis in the Face. That's been a series I've been doing recently that I've really enjoyed. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's let me be a lot more creative than I normally am with video game videos. But yeah, Tennis in the Face has been really, really fun.
Yeah.
I also do this thing called Broski's Love Shack, where I give purposely awful love advice. It's all tongue in cheek. It's all a joke, obviously. Although some people. In one episode, I downed an entire bottle of vodka. It was water in a wine bottle with a label I made myself, but people thought it was really vodka.
Yeah.
So there was some concern. So maybe maybe I'm not as good at joking as I thought I was, because apparently a lot of people take me seriously.
Yeah.
I just like entertaining people. One of the reasons I started the channel is I like to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And people always tell me, like, you should do something. You should be on a stage somewhere. But I'm not very. I have bad anxiety sometimes, so being in front of a large group of people is kind of hard for me at certain times. But with my YouTube channel, it's just me in my living room, so it's really not that hard. Stupid motorcycle! We're doing an interview. So in my house, it's really fine. We're just it's just me and my webcam and my cat. So it's a great way for me to get my not artistic, but my creativity out there to the world. And luckily for me, a lot of people have embraced it, and I really appreciate that. Guys like Eric right here, who's one of my best supporters, if I can put it that way. But yeah, it's just something I really enjoy doing. It's a passion of mine. and it was a way for me to get all these crazy ideas I had in my head out. And it's just something I really like doing. I put in a lot of time into all my videos, but I love doing it, so I never really I try not to complain too much.
Yeah, but if you don't want the people watching, because in Montreal have a lot of wrestling history,
Yeah, it does.
and we got the Montreal screw job with the dark spot
Yeah.
of on the history and wrestling.
One of the most controversial moments of all time, and it
Yes.
happened right here.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happened about 20 minutes from here.
Yeah, but right now you have people like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Maryse in English, but she's from Montreal,
Yeah. And it's great to see because there was such a big independent wrestling scene here back in the early 90s, more so in the 80s and the 70s. There was a really big big wrestling scene here, and it kind of died off. I don't really know why, to be honest. It kind of died off a bit, but there seems to be a little bit of a resurgence now with the independent scene, with guys like Kevin Owens, guys like Sami Zayn and Maryse, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's good to see some people from here kind of getting onto the big stage of WWE. It's mostly why I'm a big Kevin Owens fan. I mean, I've been following Kevin Owens since he was on the indies here, and to see him on the biggest stage that you can have. And just this week, it was a year that he won the Universal Championship.
Yeah,
So to see a guy
absolutely.
from our home, we've had Bret Hart, we've had guys like Owen, and we've had Chris Jericho, other Canadians,
Yeah.
but never really anybody from here
Yeah.
make it to the top like that. So it was really inspiring for someone like me who's into the scene.
Other French Canadian, Rick Martel,
Rick Martel, another legend.
Sylvain Grenier, the Rougeau brothers,
The Rougeau brothers, the Quebecers, who were the
Yeah.
Rougeaus. Yeah, that was
Pierre
really good.
Calwallet,
Yep.
PCO.
PCO. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen PCO a lot. He does a lot of dark matches. Not so much anymore, but back in the 90s,
Yeah.
did a lot of dark matches in WWE. So I've seen him too, and yeah, it's good for the scene to have guys like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Maryse be in such high profile spots in the WWE. It's good representation for this city.
Yeah, but Toronto have twice WrestleMania.
I know.
I was at WrestleMania 6 when I see Ultimate Warrior and Hulk
Were you?
Hogan.
That's awesome. I was at home.
But Montreal have a pay-per-view Survivor Series. They have No Way Out, but they never have
We've never had a Mania.
a Mania. We have house show, but that'd be funny. We see the NXT or
I'd love to get NXT. I'd love
Wow.
to get NXT here.
Yeah.
I've been furiously tweeting Triple H for about 2 years to bring NXT, and it's a shame because there's a big scene in Toronto, but there's also a very big scene here, and it's kind of a shame that everything always goes to Toronto and nothing ever comes here. I think a WrestleMania would do great things for the city. It would do great things for the independent scene in this city
Yeah.
to really kind of showcase what we have here.
yeah.
Will we ever get that one day? I don't know. Maybe we have to build a bigger stadium. Maybe we got to build a stadium that fits 100,000 people,
Oh my
and then
God.
maybe they'll consider coming.
If only the only Olympic Stadium still.
Yeah, it's there. It could
It's
hold
there.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
It could hold like at
Yeah.
least 70,000 people. So, I mean, maybe one day, but I'm not going to hold my breath for right now.
Yeah, but they are maybe. Let's hope.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, because
I'll be there.
they have a Monday Night Raw recently at Bell Center.
Yep.
They have a house show in October. No, last August.
Yep.
I was in New Jersey at the same time. It was the August 5th.
Yep. I was there.
And but if they one day decide to bring another pay-per-view, if I'm not busy, hoping we'll be together there.
Oh yeah, we'll be at least 2 people from Montreal at WrestleMania. Guaranteed, Vince. You hear that? 2
Yeah.
people at least.
Yeah,
Give us Mania.
yeah. And beside YouTube and you have other things. Patreon, you have a Patreon page.
I have a Patreon page if you guys want to support the things I do. It's completely optional. I don't promote it too often. But if you do want to, you can support the channel in 2 ways. You can get your own merchandise like this. I have 4 designs out on the website. It's prowrestlingtees.com/FTITM. And my Patreon is patreon.com/FTITM, which stands for First Thing in the Morning.
Okay, good. What's your favorite memory of pro wrestling?
Probably watching it with my family growing up, because when you're young, you watch the guys on TV. They're almost like superheroes, and and it's when you're young, you believe what you're seeing on TV. I think a problem with people growing up now is that they live on Twitter and they live on the internet, where you can get any kind of information that you want, and it kind of ruins the spell for a lot of people. There was this thing about pro wrestling when you were young. There was always this question: is it real? Is it not real? Is it scripted? What's going on? And that kind of element is lost. It's lost on the younger kids. And another thing, I was having a conversation with one of my other wrestling YouTubers friends, and there was the art of the tapes. When you would get a tape of wrestling and you had no idea what it was on. Now you got the network, you got like BitTorrent, you got all these online places where you can get wrestling, as much wrestling as you want from Canada, from the UK, from America, from Japan. But back in the day, if you wanted to see some ECW, if you wanted to see New Japan Pro Wrestling, you had to trade tapes with people. And I remember being a kid and getting a box full of tapes and having no idea what was on them. And it was just the sense of, what can I discover next? And that's how I watched ECW. I didn't have I didn't have the cable station to watch it live, but I did have all those tapes. So I grew up watching ECW on VHS tapes. I think that's a lost art of the wrestling mixtape that you would trade with your friends, all the best matches. So there was always that, and that's probably my favorite time of pro wrestling, is when I could get still lost in the magic, and I wasn't worrying about, this happened backstage, and this guy said this, and then he has some heat with this guy because of this. It didn't matter. All you wanted to see what would happen in that 20x20 ring, and I think a lot of kids, they don't have that today. They get all the information when you don't really need a lot of the backstage stuff.
Yeah, because before they was watching on TV. Now with the internet,
you can watch it whenever you want,
and Facebook and social media, they have all things on the spot. They don't have to wait.
There's something about waiting to get something that just makes it a little bit better. You appreciate it more.
Especially since she wants to go in, have a little water.
So what do you like to wish to come in pro wrestling? What is the thing you make pro wrestling better? Because we see a lot of rant on YouTube. You have JD from New York who's doing a show. You have Joe Cronin who have a show. And every time I go to YouTube and I see their show, they're going nuts because Raw sucks, SmackDown sucks, and NXT was good. But
I think NXT is proof that there's too many people working creative on the main roster. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, and it doesn't seem like they're talking to each other. I often say, like, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Back when wrestling was at its peak, when 8 to 9 million people a week were watching wrestling, thanks pickup truck, when 8 to 9 million people are watching wrestling, you had 3 guys booking the show. You had Vince McMahon, you had Vince Russo, and you had Ed Ferrara. And those were the 3 guys. That was creative. And everything went through Vince McMahon. Now you have who knows how many writers, who knows how many producers, and everything is so scripted. Now, if you take the promo between John Cena and Roman Reigns this past week on Raw, the best part of that was that it didn't feel like they were just remembering a script. It felt real, it felt natural, and they were taking little elements of reality and sprinkling it into this work that is pro wrestling. So I think really what's missing the most from wrestling now is spontaneity. It's, I don't know what's going to happen, and it's the organic feel of everything. Everything now feels so contrived. It feels like you can see where they're going before they're even there, like from far, far out. And a proof of that is on my podcast, me and my co-hosts have basically booked the entire show weeks in advance, and then we watch it and we're like, yep, we were right. Now, we're not always right. I don't want to sound like I'm a know-it-all. But more times than not, we have at least most of it right. We might miss a couple of things, and that's a problem. In the Attitude Era, you never knew what was coming up. But now you can kind of see it from a mile away, and that's why I'm kind of excited about this Reigns and Cena thing. After the promo, who knows where this is going now? A lot of people, it's a work shoot. I don't care. It felt natural. It felt organic. It was really entertaining. So I think that sense of spontaneity is really what's missing from today's business.
Okay. Were you doing some play the the WWE game
Yep.
coming soon.
Yeah, it's October 17th, I think,
Yeah.
or 16th. It's coming out.
It's WWE 2K18. It's a video game, and I know that JD will play it. I know he will do it, but maybe you will do.
Well, I did 2K17 last year. Last year was the first wrestling game I picked up in about 4 or 5 years, and I liked it. The only problem was I felt the storyline was. I never got out of NXT, basically, and I played for hours upon hours. And after you face Hideo Itami for the 35th time,
Yeah.
the game kind of gets old. So I'm going to play it. I'm just hoping that the storyline mode is a little bit better. I'm not that critical of the WWE games. I think they control fine. I think the graphics look good. I know a lot of people like to complain, but they're still going to buy it. That's what makes me laugh. If I don't like something, I don't buy it. So I think people are hard on the video games and people are very critical of WWE, but sometimes I think people forget that they actually like wrestling and that it's supposed to be fun. I always try to have fun with wrestling, so I'm looking forward to the new game. It looks cool.
So hoping I have a PS4 one day because I cannot play it right now. Only
You can come over and play it at my house.
Okay, good. So if you want to check everything he does, he's on YouTube, on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Twitter MTL Broski.
That's right.
If you're become a close follower like me, he can add you to the Broski Club. It's a private group.
Private group on Twitter. I do it for my patrons. I figured if people were willing to give me a couple bucks of their hard-earned money every single month, the least I could do is make myself as accessible to them as possible. So what I did is I started a private group DM on Twitter where if you donate, I put it at the lowest tier. So I think it's if you donate $1 or $3, you can get into the group. I didn't want to make it I didn't want to put it at $20 and you can join my group because it's just a place for us to talk. If you guys have video ideas you want me to do, I'm very open to suggestions. It was just I thought it was a good way to make myself accessible and to give back to the people who give so much to me each and every month. So I always really appreciate the support that I get, even though sometimes on Twitter I may come off as a little bit of a grumpy kind of guy. I do really appreciate the people who support me, and I really, because I wasn't expecting anybody to ever even just watch my stuff. And now I have people who pay me monthly to do it. So that blows my mind, and Eric is one of these guys, and I'm always really appreciative of that. And all the money that I do get from the Patreon, I make sure to invest it back into video games, whether it's paying my Xbox Live account, picking up new games and stuff like that, so I can make more content. It's basically, it's a give and take. You give me a little, I take it, and then I give back. I'm never going to take your guys' money and just go blow it on something. I always use every bit of money from my Patreon, from my t-shirt sales. Everything that comes from the YouTube channel goes back into the YouTube channel, so I can make better content for people like Eric who support what I do.
Oh, good.
Plus, his name is Eric, and it's a great name. So.
Yeah. Good. The only difference in my name is his name are the same, but it's the
last letter.
The last letter.
I like to be a little bit of an individual here.
Yeah. Okay, so if you like what you see again, and you want to help me, help him, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to his channel, and the link below will be all about his social media. You have Twitter and all the kind.
I have Instagram and stuff like that, but I'm really only active on Twitter. So if you want to get in touch with me, that's the best place to do so.
Okay.
I mean, my Instagram is just pictures of my face and my cat, so no one wants to see that. Well, maybe my cat.
Yeah. So, hope you enjoy what you see today.
Definitely subscribe to Eric. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's got good vlogs. It's very interesting, and he's a very supportive dude. He doesn't just support me; he supports a bunch of YouTubers. And in times like this, where the ads are down, the revenue is way down, it's important for creators to appreciate guys like Eric who want to support us in what we do. So definitely subscribe, check him out. I highly recommend it.
Right. Thank you, man.
No problem, dude.
Okay, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, Eric J Montreal, like always, MTM Broski on Twitter, like always, and at the bottom of the screen, click that bell to be have no notification that if you subscribe to him, do the same thing.
Cops were checking us out. That happens to
Oh
me a
my
lot.
god, we're going to. Oh my god.
We're filming for YouTube.com. We don't have a permit.
It's been the last time you see me. No, it's the joke.
We're going to the big house, boys.
Oh god. So I'll see you next time on my next vlog. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to watch first thing in the morning on youtube.com and the Kayfabe Today. So
Kayfabe Today podcast talks about everything that happens in the week of Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and all the news that comes out. You can usually find it either on Friday, Saturday, or Sundays, depending when we can all get together.
okay, so I see you on Periscope. If you see me on Periscope and other social media, hoping you have a great day. Thanks, Eric, again for your time.
Thank you very much for coming. It's the first time I've had a face-to-face interview here, so that's really humbling. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. So take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Too sweet.
Yeah.